Hello and welcome. Today I am going to be following, well, actually, I'm not going to be following. My inspiration is this Ladybird, or I think you call them Ladybugs in America. And this was a step-by-step project in the wild watercolour Connect to the Natural World Through the Art of Painting by Inga Buiva-Davici. I'm getting good at that name now. But I'm not going to be using this as my reference picture. I'm going to use the one that you can see in the bottom left hand corner of the screen, because that is a picture of this one that I did myself and the colours that I used. So I'm going to share this with you today and you can paint along with me. We do have to glaze some of the colours, in other words, lay down one layer of paint, wait for it to dry, and then put another layer of paint on the top. So obviously I'm going to pause my video and use my heat tool that I have. This is the one that I use, heat gun. So I mean there are similar ones out there, but this is the one that I will be using. So you might want to pause the video as well and either let it dry naturally or use a heat gun or even a hairdryer yourself, so that you can paint along with me. So to start off with, I'm going to use this side of my sketchbook, and I'm using up my Viviva Colours sketchbook. In fact, let's get some light on and then we don't get that horrible effect. So Viviva Colours sketchbook. This is a nice little square sketchbook. I'm going to put the colours that I'm using on one side and then I'm going to do my painting on the other side. So we're going to start on this side. The paints that I'm using are my go-to. They're my Michael Harding paints, and the brushes that I'm going to use are the ones that I reviewed yesterday on my live. They're from this set here, the Griorgione. Anyway, there's a link to these in the video that I did yesterday, which was a live, so you'll need to search on the live section. I've picked out the number 2 liner, and then the 2 over naught, so it's like 2 over the naught, somewhere up the top there. So it's smaller than a 2. So I'm guessing you've got a 0, a 1 0 and a 2 0. This is a 2 0, so it's slightly smaller. And then I've also picked out the number 2 brush. They're calling these round brushes. And then someone on my live did tell me what they're actually called, but anyway, I'm going to have a play with these and see how these go. So let's start with our colours that we are going to use. I'm going to need my palette out, so let's just get that palette out. And I think I am going to use this one, which is, what is this one called? This is the moss green. So let's just pop moss green down. There we go, we have moss green. Shall I write underneath? Let's write underneath, shall we? So we've got moss green. I'm also going to use this one's called olive green. And there's our olive green. I'm going to use Scarlet Lake, which is here. So that's my lovely red. Like so. I'm also going to be, see, this is where I told a bit of a lie. I'm going to be using Holbein's Bright Rose, this is called. Oh, I need to write those down, don't I? Right, let's just get this on first. So we have got Scarlet Lake. We've got Holbein's Bright Rose. And then our final colour is Neutral Tint. So there we have Neutral Tint. So those are the 4 colours that I'm going to mix and match in order to do our Ladybug. Now I am just going to hide those underneath, and I'm just going to wipe this off. Right, that's cleaned off, so now I can use that to do some mixing with. And we're going to start off by doing the wings of our Ladybug. Let me get my sponge out as well. And we are just going to put down a layer of the Scarlet Lake. So we're going to do our kind of first wing, like so. And then our second wing is not so big because it's further away, basically. So we're just going to, and I am leaving just a little bit of a gap. Between the 2 wings. So there we have our 2 wings, and we basically have to dry those. So let me pause and dry those off. Okay, we are now back, and I'm going to go for a smaller brush because I want to do the head next. So for the head we need the neutral tint, and we are basically going to do a shape that goes in like so, and then it comes around like so, and then it's pretty flat across there. But what we want to do is leave, so we need to leave a few markings out and go round them. Okay, so we're just going to go round here. This is why I needed a smaller brush, because it is a little tricky or fiddly, whatever word we want to use. I'm just gonna check my, oh, okay, I'm not sure that my sound was too good before. I may have to record over that bit. There we go. So we've got that little bit there. And then what we need to do is we need to make a little sort of nosy bit, I suppose. Would you call it nose and eyes? But we're going to leave a kind of a gap. So we're going to have this kind of shape going on, and then these kind of eyes like so. And we can, while we're at it, do the little antennae things coming out. Like so. Right, now because we know that that is nice and dry, we can do our second layer. And for that, we do need to mix. So I'm going to take some Scarlet Lake. Let's move that up here. And I'm also going to take some Bright Rose. So that, can you see I've now got, hopefully you can see, I've now got a much darker red. And I'm just going to go around the edge. And we're just going to go around this bit a little bit. Not necessarily all of it, but just like so, because we want it to look 3D. So I will try and bring that up there, take the shine off there. You can see what I've done now, I think. Okay, so what can we do next? Well, that little bit is dry, so I think we can maybe get some feet in. So we're going back to our neutral tint, she says, trying hard to think, and we'll get our little legs going here. like so. We need that to dry before we can do the spots. So we will leave that for a moment. In fact, I think he's looking a bit better than the other one. Maybe I could have done a slightly bigger body. Anyway, we will see. So let's just make sure that all of this is dry. Then we can put some spots on, and then we can do our grasses and things. So let me just pause again. Okay, so I obviously pressed stop recording rather than pause. And so I wasn't able to continue, but I will talk you through. So all that was left to do was this black line through the middle there, together with the spots. Obviously you do that once the red is dry underneath. And then I just used the 2 greens to make some grasses. And then with the Scarlet Lake, the Bright Rose, and a mixture of the two, that gave me 3 different colours to just do some of these splats, basically. And there we have our Ladybird, Ladybug. So I'm terribly sorry that that bit got missed. I do hope that it doesn't spoil it too much for you. We were almost there, really. As you can see, it's come out quite different from the one that I did in my other sketchbook. This is what happens. I don't think that it's very easy to do the exact same thing more than once, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. And I think I probably would have made the head a little bit smaller and a bit more oval, and I probably would have made the wings a little bit longer. So yeah, I might even do this for a 3rd time until I know that I can do it really easily and quickly, and whenever I want to put a ladybug or a ladybird in my painting somewhere, I'll know exactly how to do it because I will have done it so many times. And I think that's good. I think it's good to keep doing things over and over again. I don't think it matters. It's good practice in actual fact. So hopefully you will have a go yourselves. This being the 2nd in our Paint Calm for May, our 2nd video. And yeah, have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And stay healthy, stay calm, and I will see you again next time. So bye for now.